What's up everyone? Today I'm going to be doing a college advice type video, and it's going to be living in a dorm versus commuting. So the pros and cons of both. It's the perfect video for me to be doing as I've done both. My fall semester I lived in a dorm, then I actually transferred and now I commute from home. So I can definitely give you advice on it. And if you want me to do a video like tips for specifically doing each, then give this video a thumbs up, like a tips for commuting. So I am going to give you some pros and cons. I definitely love commuting. I like it a lot more than living in the dorms, but I'm not gonna just like put down living in the dorm. I just want to tell you, definitely certain people are more fit to do it than others. Like, it's good to know your personality and what you like, so you can kind of make a better decision. I feel like my high school especially, they really push for people to live in a dorm. I wish that they would have shown more options, but yeah, it's definitely up to the person. If you're in high school right now, I definitely consider it more, and it's up to the student to know that. Like, I wish I'd done it from the start, but you live and you learn. I definitely learned a lot from it. So first of all, it's definitely a lot cheaper to commute from home. The only expense that would be different from living at college is the gas money, but that's way less than it would be to actually live in the dorm, which is thousands of dollars, and to pay for a meal plan and all of that. I find that living at home is way more convenient for me. I have my car, I can go do what I want to do, I can come home and study. It's quiet, there's not a bunch of people here, I'm not living with somebody a few feet away. I have all of my clothing and makeup and all that, which you definitely wouldn't be able to bring all of your stuff to college, especially if you go far away. I like that I can film easier. It's definitely, if you have a YouTube channel, a struggle to balance it and find time to do it. Maybe you want your roommate to be out when you film, to do voiceovers. It's just a little uncomfortable. I had told everybody about my YouTube at school, so they all knew about it ahead of time, but it's still like different to do it with somebody there. I also found that the school that I'm commuting to, the schedule is a lot better. I can really fix my classes to do what I want. So say go in to school 2 days a week or 3 days a week and have them condensed so that I don't have to drive back and forth. I just go once, take my classes, and come home. I really like that. I'm somebody who, I like being at home and being in the comfort of my own bed, stuff like that. So I definitely recognize if you're that type of person also. There's better food at home. I definitely like that. And I just found it was more flexible overall. A lot of people that I go to school with now and I commute to school, they have full-time jobs, you can work. I know a lot of people who live in dorms, usually you don't work, you're just a full-time student, which that's completely fine too, but if you have a job right now and you want to keep doing that, then commuting makes more sense. Now onto living in the dorm. It's definitely easier to make friends when you live in the dorm because everybody's in the same situation, especially freshman year. You all just moved there. You have your roommate, which if you get along with them, that's like one friend right away. Not to say that commuting you don't make friends, you definitely do, it's just different. Living in the dorm, it can be more convenient if you can just walk to your classes, like if you're close, whereas driving, say half an hour or an hour, roommates. So this can either be a great thing for you or not, depending. If you have trouble with your roommates, you could potentially be in a really bad situation for a year if you can't switch out. So yeah, I know from my experience and from my friends, some people like love their roommates, got along with them, and others it was awful. So you definitely have to go into that realizing that you don't have any time really to yourself. You'll have to make time basically, because even when you go to study or do stuff, if your roommate's in the room, well, it's completely different dynamic, and you have to like really plan your time wisely. And depending where you live, if you're in a city, you can maybe travel better, but if you don't have your car and you live on a campus, it's like just a college campus, you can't really leave, you're stuck there. So I mean, sometimes that's good or bad. It's definitely, if you want the college experience, living in a dorm is for you. If you want to like go to the college parties and have a roommate and do all of that, then definitely live in the dorm. But depending on your type of personality, if you like going to parties or not, it might not be for you. And I found living on campus, the school I was going to before, you had to take like these specific classes for your major, so I really couldn't pick my schedule. Like, you go into it thinking like, oh, it's gonna be so great, I'll pick all my classes, I can pick what time, I don't have to have any morning classes, but it was not the case when I was there. I don't recommend taking two sciences together. Personally, I know a lot of people will probably be like, oh, I did that, it was fine, but I mean, if you can pick your classes and schedule it better, then you know more like what you can handle and what you like to do. And even though I definitely liked commuting to school a lot more than living in the dorm, I definitely learned a lot from it, and it was an experience that like I'll never forget. But yeah, I just like it better living at home. So those were two pros and cons of living in a dorm versus commuting to college. There's definitely downsides and good sides to both, so yeah, you definitely have to consider that and how you are as a person. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was maybe helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!